Hey guys, it's Mike with Become the Night. Hope you're doing good today. I'm doing pretty dang awesome. Today we are looking at Ed Sheeran Castle on the Hill, and this was on the trending tab. So I took a look at it and, well, you'll see what my reaction is. For the record, going into this, I have never knowingly listened to anything by Ed Sheeran before I watched this video. And as far as I understand from what I could tell from this style, the only reason why I have heard of him is because he really fits into the Nashville scene in a way that he does like the singer-songwriter thing, but he's not trying to be like an electronic EDM pop artist type of thing. He's actually just trying to do it with just like a couple instruments. Quick update on that. I was just eating dinner, and out of curiosity, I threw on another Ed Sheeran song because it was in my homepage. I was like, Sheeran, I'll give it a shot. It was the song Shape of You, and now I kind of want to kill myself. So needless to say, I was completely wrong about that. All right, here we go. Lots of lines.
When I was 6 years old, I broke my leg. And I was running from my brother and his friends.
I'm pausing it here so I can tell you why I'm laughing. I'm laughing not because the story was particularly funny, although, you know, I'm sure it's a nice little anecdote if he would expound upon it. The way he's singing is kind of like if someone's like tickling him with a feather while he's trying to play, like he's doing it on a dare or something.
Tasted the sweet perfume of the mountain grass I rolled down.
So like that kind of cadence and rhythm in modern pop music is why I think they're running out of ideas. They're trying everything they can. It doesn't feel natural just to like have to try and be different. I don't know, maybe I'm misreading it, but that's my take on it.
I know I've grown, but I can't wait to go home.
That's the key right there. This guy's definitely British. I can't go home.
Driving at 19 down those country lanes.
I knew something was familiar about this. Spoiler alert, I've already watched this video. This is my second time viewing it, but I knew something was familiar about this when I was listening to it, and it's like, oh, look at me through the years telling all of these interesting stories from where I'm from. This type of song where you're like retelling your life through the years and like through memories and nostalgia has been done about 100 billion times in country music. And when he did this whole thing of driving 90 down those old country roads, I'm like, oh, he's pandering. Now here's where I would draw a distinction between this song that he's doing and all of those standard country songs is, I mean, first of all, it's a pretty normal human reaction when you're going home after a long time to have nostalgia and to have these memories flood back. But even though he's recycling all of these pop cliches and even putting in some country cliches, it still does feel somewhat fresh, oddly enough, it does. At least IMHO. But I will still poke fun at him for it.
You make me feel it's real. We watch the sunset over the castle on the hill.
So when I first listened to the song, I was wondering what the castle on the hill was. I mean, the guy is from Britain, so he could literally be talking about a castle. But I'm assuming his interpretation of this is the castle is his old home. And when he was younger, it felt like a castle, and coming back to it, it still is like those young memories coming back of it being a castle. Or he could live in one of those old stone huts that the monks lived on in that random island off the coast of the UK. It's an interesting interpretation if that is the way it's supposed to be interpreted, and I will say some very pretty imagery.
15 years old and smoking and rolled cigarettes.
I'm sorry, I can't hold back my laughter. This guy just, the way he does his verse is killing me. 3 years old, and I ran up to my mama. I told her I had a giant shit in my diaper. Then she slapped me across the face. The words don't have to rhyme when you're being sensitive.
Or through the backfields and getting drunk with my friends. first kiss on a Friday night. I don't reckon that I did it right.
So are there stereotypes in this song? Absolutely, there definitely are. I gotta say though, it's a very well written song as far as the storyteller's aspect. It has a decent flow to it. The cadence is awkward every once in a while, but it kind of reminds me a little bit of something like the guys who sang Mr. Jones. The hell are the names? Counting Crows, that's who it was, Counting Crows. It kind of reminds me a little bit of a Counting Crows type of rhythm where it's broken a little bit. It's not perfectly in flow, but it works. And also another one that is very much about telling a story and less about trying to make music that's totally dynamic. My belief is he is purposefully trying to make the music as flat and monotonal as possible to let the story speak more.
Driving at 90 down those country lanes, singing to Tiny Dancer.
The melody for the chorus is very good. I think it ties in with the emotion very well. The freaking going down the country roads thing is just, it strikes a nerve in me because of country music. I think outside of the context of all of the country songs that have been made in the last 5 years that have abused the term country roads, it would probably be great, but it's got some beef with it.
One friend left to sell clothes. One works down by the coast. One had 2 kids but lives alone. One's brother overdosed.
So the last verse there, or I guess it's bridge verse, something like it, they kind of mellow everything out. The music gets way low down because you're done with the vibrancy of nostalgia and you're back in the real world like, oh wow, things were so much fun when you were a kid, and now everything just got real mundane and slightly melancholy.
Over the castle on the hill.
Now I'm starting to wonder if he can play anything other than those 2 notes on the guitar. All right, final thoughts. So I'll just start off by saying it definitely was not bad at all. I mean, other than the cliches, but I don't really think that makes it a bad song. Just because you happen to use cliches in a song doesn't automatically make it terrible. I would definitely say it's moving. I actually did feel some emotion while listening to it. It's not something I would ever seek out on purpose. It's something I probably would listen to again. That type of music really is not my bag. The whole storytelling thing. If you've ever seen my video on what is progressive metal, link above, I dive into, music is sound, not lyrics or not words. Music is the way the sound hits you and you interpret it, but it doesn't have to be interpreted semantically. As a matter of fact, the original purpose of music was to not be interpreted semantically. It was to fill in those gaps that were left by the concreteness of language. Ed Sheeran kind of reminds me a little bit of like Bob Dylan fused with a little bit of British alternative and definitely sprinkled with some country influence, at least in this song. And a big distinction I would like to draw between a song like this and then a country song that does a similar thing is, you've heard it about 1 billion times in country, but even if you just take that out of it and say that's unfair, one of the things I like about it is the tone that he's using sounds like it's either a Tele or a Strat. I mean, I could be wrong. I'm not an expert on these things. It's not overly twangy. It's very bright. There's a decent amount of mid-range. There's not a whole lot of low range. Very little, if any, distortion. And some kind of effect, possibly a light chorus, but chances are not, and definitely some delay. That, and he takes it away from the folk and country thing a little further by having that ambient synth in the background to kind of accent things on the chorus. Thought it was a nice touch. It's a simple song, it's to the point, It's poignant, and it's good. It's good. Ed Sheeran, you have earned a thumbs up from me on this one. You just keep it up, you might even get yourself a rock on. After listening to Shape of Your Body, I highly doubt it. So you guys, if you want, take a listen to the song. It's Ed Sheeran, Castle on the Hill. Let me know what you think about it in the comments below. If you think I'm a giant sellout, let me know. Thank you guys for watching as always. See you in the next video. Rock on.